Hello gamers, welcome to Mobile. I have a very important topic to discuss. So a few days ago, well, for you watching it was probably like a week ago, I saw a video from Mand. I don't remember the exact title, but something he was comparing towers to crypts, and the point of the video was basically to show that the crypts are far superior to towers, and the state the crypt is nowadays is basically makes towers almost obsolete. He made points that crypts are better than towers for every kind of player, for beginners, for veterans, for pretty much anyone. And I watched that video, and it got me thinking. Something didn't seem right, so I wanted to make this video to show my perspective. And also, I feel like it could be very dangerous for a new player to see a video like this and basically start disregarding towers because they are far inferior to crypts. But are they really? Is there really not a single player for whom towers might be more beneficial than crypts? I disagree, and this is what this video is going to be about. If you have any opinion to share in the comments, please watch till the end to make sure that you have all of my points, and then let's have a conversation. I'm curious to know what you guys think. So the main point that Mand made towards crypts is that it's like he said that even if you're a beginner, you like he started a new account again, and he managed to beat his crypt within the first week after starting the account. He has like already Fusion 3M Kill 11 Scorpion. He basically made absolutely the most perfect plays and focused on the most perfect characters to get his account to as insane point as possible in 1 week as a free-to-play. Now, there's one problem with that, though, is that even though, like, Mand keeps saying it's a beginner account, and I guess I call my account beginner account, too, for a long time, even when it's not a beginner. But the thing is, it's not the account, it's the player that counts. If a veteran player who knows all in and outs of the game and can make absolutely perfect plays and knows exactly what to focus on and what to do and can be like 100% efficient with all the currency they have, it's not about the account, it's about the player. If a player who's been playing for 7 years creates a new account versus a player who just joined the game and starts a new account, no matter how many tutorials on YouTube they watched, they're never going to be on the same level. They're never going to be able to experience the game the same way, and they will never be able to be as efficient as somebody who've been playing for the last 7 years, almost daily, and then decided to make a new account as an experiment. It's just a completely different kind of player, and in my opinion, Mand is right. If you are a veteran and if you created a beginner account, then yes, crypts are far superior because you know what you're doing. You can beat a normal crypt with Fusion 0 gold cards by utilizing some exploits and character strength and some things like special attack spams. If you know, like if you've been doing this for years, you can play certain characters perfectly at this point, and yes, you will be able to beat it. You will be able to utilize all of the currencies, all of the buffs properly. It's definitely possible. But is it reasonable to expect for most beginner players to be able to beat their first crypt within first week of playing? Absolutely not. It's not reasonable. So here comes my first point. Now, I'm not trying to bag on crypts. I said it in my previous videos. I think crypts are really, really good right now. I think crypts are the best position they've ever been. But I cannot agree that towers are superior to crypts. I mean, crypts are superior to towers in every single way for every single player, like a blanket statement. I think there is way more to it, and I just want to share a few thoughts on this. So imagine you just started the game. Basically, literally the second you finish the tutorial. Let's look at this kind of player first. Will they benefit more from crypts or will they benefit more from towers? The answer is simple. It's 100% towers. Towers have very, very big advantage over crypts for new players is that you can get rewards for losing. You literally get the same rewards for losing or for winning. It's a well-known fact. If you go into the tower and if you play a battle, you can literally do fight, click fight, and then as soon as the battle loads, you just click pause, quit. And guess what happens? You didn't have to beat a battle, but you still get a standard participation reward. This reward would be the same whether I beat the battle or whether I lost the battle. The only difference is when you beat boss battles, then you have a chance to drop something else. Like you could basically, like, you don't need me to tell what you get from the battles. You can just go to tower rewards and you can see basically boss fights and what each fight, win or lose, what they get. But all other fights beside these fights, win or lose, you are getting standard participation reward, which could be any of these things. You can drop an epic for losing in battle 1. And it happened to me before, actually, on this account. It was insane. You can get random gold cards. You can get random rare, uncommon, common gear, tower gear. You can get level up cards, souls, coins, support cards, level up cards. All of the things that could be extremely valuable for a beginner player. Now, what can you get from crypts the second after you completed the tutorial? Nothing. Nothing. Because you don't even have a team yet that can even challenge one battle in crypt. So I have to disagree in a hard way that beginners can definitely benefit more from towers. You get, most of the time we have at least 2 towers. Sometimes we have 3 towers. And we get 10 free attempts in every tower. So we're getting at least 20 rewards every single day for free for doing nothing. This is better than anything else in the game as a new player. So this is why I always say, if you're just starting, don't ignore towers. I know you're not going to be able to beat the battles, but you still get the rewards for losing. So always use your 5 attempts. You literally don't even have to go through the fight. You can just click pause and exit as soon as you entered the fight. Huge, huge help for beginner account. 20 drops that can consist of souls, coins. You can even get lucky and drop some gold cards and gear. It's unbeatable. Crypt cannot even touch this. Now let's take the next level of the player. Let's say you've been playing for, for Mand it was a week. For regular player, let's say maybe 2-3 weeks. And you build up a decent gold collection. You got you got a couple good cards, you got a couple good gears, you got a couple gold characters, maybe even your first diamond. Who knows? Maybe you got lucky from one of the packs. To be fair, you are going to get a diamond pretty soon, probably from just spending maybe even rewards, dragon crystals, or opening soul packs. I think it's pretty possible. The point is, you might be able to beat first 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 battles in a tower. In the same time, you could probably... Let me actually enter... I actually want to see how difficult are the battles in here. I actually haven't done normal crypt in a while. I'm probably not going to play crypts today. So I just want to see what's going on. So we enter crypts. You could just walk around. You find your first boss battle. Let's see. So we have random modifiers. We have about 13,000 health, 17,000 health compared to the tower. Let's see how hard these battles are. This is regular tower. This is much easier. So you're probably going to be... it's going to take you much faster to progress in the tower a little bit than progress in the crypt. But at some point, you are going to be at a point where you should be able to beat a couple battles in crypts. So once you're at that point, crypts are going to start contributing towards your grind. You're actually going to be able to get some useful rewards if you can beat at least a couple battles in crypt. But let's think about it. What can you possibly get from crypts? Sure, random drops. You can get lucky. You can get lucky in the tower. You can get lucky in the crypts. Arguably, crypts have better drop rates, but you're probably going to be able to do more battles in the towers. Once again, 20 battles a day. So you have 20 chances to drop a piece of gear versus in a crypt. Once again, if you, depending on how strong you are, you're going to have to be able to beat 20 crypt boss battles within 2 keys to even be able to approach the towers. And even if you have higher drop rates, like it's still going to be very difficult to finish the entire run, to go through the entire floor. But it is possible. You might use some of the not modifiers, like crypt buffs, like health, strength, revives if you get wrecked. You gotta have a very specific team though to be able to grind crypts. Very specific characters that you can just spam. That's literally the way to beat crypts, by spamming your way through it when you're a beginner. And if you are a beginner and if you haven't been playing for years and years, you might not know exact strategies to use to be able to beat crypts at a very early stage. So I would argue it's going to take a regular player quite a long time to even be able to beat their first crypt, if they're actually just started. So, yeah, I feel like when you are getting, like, from that very beginner to maybe intermediate beginner stage, crypts are going to start being more important. But I feel like towers still win. Tower is still consistent 20 rewards per day, and you can actually start making progress in a tower, maybe even facing your first bosses, and potentially getting even better drops, like a common piece of gear. You might actually get lucky and drop a rare or an epic from a tower at that point. And dropping an epic from a tower is gonna be way more help for the tower than dropping an epic in crypt is gonna be helpful for the crypt. So there is that. Now let's go a little bit further. What if you are not a beginner anymore? Let's say you have entered an intermediate player territory. Let's say you know basically how this game works now. You know all the mechanics. You have mastered a couple characters. You have decent teams. You can get fairly far in the tower. Maybe even beat a regular tower. I feel like beating a normal tower, that's when you become intermediate player on average. That means that you could potentially pretty consistently grind normal crypt, maybe even try your luck in the next tier of crypt, which I cannot go right now because I'm inside the crypt. But here is the kicker. All of these beautiful drop rates and all of these incredible rewards are only available in the Elder difficulty of crypts. It's been tested by multiple people. I have seen multiple people confirming this, and that was my own experience as well. You still get random drops in normal and hard difficulty, but Elder difficulty is like exponentially better than normal or hard crypts. So you need to be able to consistently grind Elder crypts in order to get the most benefit out of the crypts. But in the towers, if you can actually complete the tower, you could maybe even start spending some souls for some refreshes. This thing with the tower, like on my beginner account, most of the time when I do the tower, I get the souls back that I spent on the tower refreshes, because you have a decent chance to drop souls from winning or losing a battle. Plus, if you get some contributions from quests, maybe you're watching ads, souls could literally buy you decent rewards in a tower. But souls can do nothing in crypts. Souls are for tower refreshes or for packs. Crypts, I guess you could buy revive potions with souls, but that's so expensive and so not worth it, because you might die the next round again and you just wasted 50 souls. So, yeah, if you can grind crypts, I definitely say once you start getting to the point where you can get through normal or hard difficulty pretty consistently, definitely try to get both keys a day to potentially get certain rewards. So at this point where we are in the intermediate stage, I feel like this is where towers and crypts become kind of equal in terms of the returns you get from them. But from there on, obviously, once you get into the Elder Crypt territory, Elder Crypt blows towers pretty much out of the water in terms of rewards, in terms of the stuff you can do. But I'm not finished. There's another very important aspect of the towers and crypts to take into account, and it's something that a lot of people seem to forget about games. It's fun. We play games for fun. Is it better to play a fun game that, or for example, a fun game mode that doesn't give you as many rewards versus a very boring and grindy game mode that does? Once again, the answer is going to be different for everyone, but the point is, it's not black and white. You cannot say that towers are better than crypts or crypts are better than towers, because for me personally, the reason why I'm still grinding towers almost every day and barely touch crypts, no matter how much they buff it, and I feel like I speak for a lot of people, obviously not for everyone, but there are people who find crypt extremely boring. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with this statement. Crypt is extremely grindy, and the battles in there are randomly generated and have no consequence whatsoever. What I like about the towers is the progression system. Even when you are a beginner, like imagine beating your first tower, like climbing those ranks, being stuck in certain battles until you figure out a way to beat it, or maybe get a better character that you can put in your team to beat it. You keep trying at the same battle, and there is also the sense of camaraderie with the rest of the Mortal Kombat Mobile community, because you know that everybody out there are trying to get through the same tower, and you see posts of people saying they've been stuck on this battle forever, and then you beat this battle, and it feels like you are moving up in the world. You're working towards something. You're working towards that battle 200 and finishing the tower and getting to do it all over again. In crypts, it's grinding for the sake of grinding. You can have a whole crypt run that's gonna give you nothing but some dragon crystals. And what's gonna happen, that's another thing, another big thing against crypts. And I know a lot of people are gonna disagree with me. Ooh, there is MK11 Scorpion in the crypts? Holy moly, that's pretty good. One thing, at least for me, that is very annoying about crypts is the fact that your hearts reset every week. And I know I've talked about it a lot. I'm not trying to beat the dead horse, but in towers, today you feel like playing towers, you might play some towers. Tomorrow, you may skip your towers. You're not losing anything. Everything you get, once you finish the tower battle, your position in the tower is saved until the tower ends, which usually lasts like at least a month. All the rewards that you locked in are yours, no matter what. With crypts, you have to be very careful. You have to be constantly paying attention to when the season resets. Sometimes you might feel like you are forced to grind crypts. For example, if reset is tomorrow and you are like 2,000 hearts away from the card that you want, but you're just not feeling like grinding today. Well, I'm sorry, you have no choice, because otherwise you're gonna have to either spend all of your crypt hearts on the junk boxes, which once again, nothing wrong with the junk box. I have a whole video on it. It has a purpose. Its purpose is to spend the crypt hearts, excess crypt hearts that you didn't spend on any characters or gear. But sometimes you just can't. You just can't finish the grind to 14,000. Like, it takes 7 Elder Crypt runs to get 14,000 hearts. That's insane amount of grinding to get that one character. And I'm not saying it's bad. I think it's still worth it. It's a great grind. But anything goes wrong. Let's say on the final day, you were planning to grind that final 1,000 and buy MK11 Scorpion, but something happened and you didn't have a chance to play that day, and you forgot that it was the Crypt Reset day, and then next time you log in into the game, and your 12,000 Crypt Hearts that you've been grinding for hours are just gone, and you have nothing to show for it, except a couple random drops you might have gotten from those runs. This kind of mechanic is absolutely infuriating to me. I just cannot handle it. I cannot handle the anxiety, the pressure. Like, if you want to play casually, like if you're checking MK Mobile every 5 minutes of your life, if you grind for hours every single day, it's not going to be a problem. Once again, if you have that kind of, like if that's the kind of thing you enjoy and you want to do, the crypts are perfect for you. But I'm sure there are people out there who want to be more casual, who want to be able to play when they want, how much they want, and still feel like they're moving towards the goal and accomplishing something. And I just don't feel that's what Crypt is for. There's been so many times where I completely forgot that I had one more run to do and I wanted to buy a character, or I just completely forgot it was a reset day and I didn't have enough time to spend to open the junk boxes. And I just lost hours and hours of grinding. And after doing that, it makes me very anxious to try to grind for a character in Crypts again. Over the years, I've become more of a casual player. I used to be super hardcore. I used to be playing a lot. But the time goes by and I play other games, I get interested in other things. I still play MK Mobile and I still enjoy it, but I'm not hardcore anymore. I want something casual, and towers are perfect for me because I can open the game, I can try to get to the top of this tower, and if I skip a day or two, I don't have to worry about the reset. There's only one date in towers to worry about, is when the tower ends. Like, I know I'm not going to lose my progress. I know I can take a day, even a week off, and then I'm going to come back and just continue my grind. And it's fun. It's fun because the tower battles are very specific and intentional because they're handcrafted. Why do you think we always get Battle 184 that is extremely difficult? It's not randomly generated battle like you would have in Crypt. When they have random characters with random modifiers, sometimes the battles become absolute hell. But the difference is the battle that is absolute hell in Crypt can end your run and waste your resources. The tower battle, you can keep trying to beat it as long as you want. It's going to be there for you, and then once you finally get over it, it's just going to feel amazing. Once again, the point of this video is not to bash Crypts. Crypts is an amazing game mode, and I think it's an incredible way to grind for resources if you feel like grinding. If you like grindy, repetitive, kind of boring but pretty rewarding game mode, like, I'm glad we have Crypts and MK Mobile, but I just don't want people to think that now that the Crypts are buffed and give you lots of rewards, that's the only game mode that's worth focusing on. I have seen so many people in the comments saying that they've been grinding Crypt, but now they feel like they got burnt out, so now they don't feel like playing the whole game whatsoever because it's just too grindy, too stressful. But if you are feeling a little bit overwhelmed, towers are always there for you to just be a fun way to play the roulette and hopefully maybe even drop an epic piece of gear. But if not, at least you always have a confidence that tomorrow you're going to open the game and you can continue where you left off in the tower progress. And that's worth a lot, at least to me. I love Crypts. I love towers. I think both game modes are catered to different kinds of players. And if you're a beginner please, please do your 5 free tries every reset, because you can get amazing stuff from the towers. And if you're a veteran, you're probably not going to get anything good in the tower. I honestly stopped playing towers on my main account. I actually haven't opened my main account in about a week now. I do all of my playing on my beginner account now. It just doesn't feel satisfying. I just don't feel any progression on my main account. Crypts feel meaningless because it's just grinding for the sake of grinding. There is nothing fun about it whatsoever. And towers feel like I do not get anything out of it. I literally, all of the diamonds that I can get are resells. The gear drops in the current tower are atrocious. So I'm just taking a break on my main account and I'm playing on my beginner account. And I just still can't force myself to play crypts. No matter how much they buff it, I can acknowledge that crypts are great. But for me personally, at this stage where I just want to be very casual and very like relaxed, towers suit this kind of playstyle very well. So once again, crypts are not bad. Towers are not bad. You cannot say this one is better than this one for everyone. You can just showcase what are the benefits of one mode, what are the benefits of the other mode, and then the player can see and decide what they should dedicate more of their time to. If you're feeling like grinding this week, sure, go all in on crypts. If you're feeling casual and just want to relax and have fun, maybe go on towers. There is no wrong way to play MK Mobile. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with anything I said. I'm gonna go play some towers. So bad. I want that MK11 Scorpion, but actually I already have him. So I don't really need him, but he does look good there. You should definitely go grind the MK11 Scorpion. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more. And goodbye.